In the golden age of tailfins, chrome, and roaring V8s, some American cars were built not just to drive, but to dazzle, to disappear, and to define an era. From hand-built luxury icons to fiberglass-bodied experiments that vanished into legend, these are the rarest American cars of the 1950s. Only a few were made, even few survived, and each one tells a story of ambition, beauty, and forgotten brilliance. Number 35, the 1957 Chevrolet Nomad. With 6,103 units built in its final year of production, the 1957 Chevrolet Nomad may not seem extraordinarily rare at first glance, but among American wagons of the 1950s, few carried the blend of futuristic style, two-door sportiness, and upscale trim quite like the Nomad. It was part of Chevrolet's famed Tri-5 series, referring to the legendary 1955-57 models, and it stood apart for its daring design and higher price tag. While most station wagons were utilitarian people movers, the Nomad presented itself as a family cruiser with a sense of flair and status. What truly sets the 57 Nomad apart isn't just its slanted B-pillars or Bel Air level trim, it's what powered it. Under the hood, buyers could choose between a 235 cubic inch Blue Flame 6-cylinder or a selection of small block V8s, including the iconic 283 cubic inch engine. And in 1957, Chevrolet made history by offering mechanical fuel injection as an option on this 283 V8, producing a staggering 1 horsepower per cubic inch, an industry milestone. While extremely rare in the Nomad variant, a few examples were fitted with the fuel-injected 283, elevating the wagon status even further. Most were equipped with dual-quad carburetors or single 4-barrel setups, giving the car plenty of punch to back its looks. Though the Nomad wasn't a runaway sales success, partly due to its high cost compared to other wagons, it has become one of the most collectible Chevrolets of the era. Its limited production, unique body style, and availability with groundbreaking V8 technology make it a cornerstone in the story of 1950s American car design and performance. The 1957 model, with its signature tail fins and gold-accented grille, marked the high watermark of Nomad design before Chevrolet shifted gears entirely in 1958. Number 34, the 1956 Lincoln Premier Convertible. With only 2,447 units produced, the 1956 Lincoln Premier Convertible was more than just a luxury drop top. It was Lincoln's bold declaration that it could compete head-to-head with Cadillac and Packard in post-war Americans' escalating horsepower and design wars. The Premier debuted during a time when American carmakers were pushing the boundaries of size, style, and mechanical sophistication. Towering tailfins, heavy chrome accents, and lavish interiors became symbols of success, and the Premier embodied all of it. Under the hood, the 1956 Premier Convertible was powered by a 368 cubic inch V8 engine that produced 285 horsepower. This Y-block V8, shared with the flagship Continental Mark II, offered smooth yet commanding performance. It was mated to a turbodrive automatic transmission, delivering quiet and confident cruising power for a car that weighed over 4,500 pounds. The big Lincoln didn't just impress with numbers, it delivered a significant yet imposing road presence, gliding along highways with an effortless poise that became a signature. The Premier wasn't just about performance though. It also introduced many forward-thinking luxury features, such as a 4-way power seat, power windows, and even factory-installed air conditioning. Inside, the cabin was dressed with thick chrome trim, color-keyed upholstery, and a sweeping dashboard that echoed jet-age inspirations. The convertible top mechanism was fully automatic, tucking itself neatly beneath a hard boot, a luxurious touch for 1950s motorists. Despite its opulence and capability, the Premier Convertible sold in modest numbers, and few survived the decades intact. Today, it's regarded as a rare jewel among Lincoln enthusiasts. Its limited production, elegant design, and shared engineering with the legendary Mark II elevated status among the rarest American cars of the 1950s, especially for collectors who appreciate its combination of understated luxury and mechanical sophistication. Number 33, the 1956 Continental Mark II. Produced under Ford's ultra-exclusive Continental division, it wasn't just a luxury car. It was a statement of automotive perfection, hand-built elegance, and restrained American opulence. With only 2,550 units produced for the model year, the Mark II was among the most expensive cars sold in the United States during the 1950s, priced around $10,000, more than a Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud at the time. This level of exclusivity was no accident. Ford intentionally built the Mark II to be the most luxurious American car ever conceived. Beneath its long, flowing hood rested a thoroughly refined version of Lincoln's 368 cubic inch V8 engine, which delivered 285 horsepower and nearly 400 foot-pounds of torque. Although not a performance powerhouse by sports car standards, the Mark II was engineered for smoothness, silence, and seamless cruising. Every engine was rigorously tested and balanced by hand before installation, ensuring it met the Continental division's lofty standards for refinement. The car was mated to a 3-speed turbodrive automatic transmission, gliding forward with a regal composure befitting its elite status. What made the Mark II so distinct wasn't flamboyance, but its exceptional restraint. While other 1950s cars flaunted fins and chrome, the Continental Mark II showcased a long, low profile with subtle sculpting, a reverse-slope rear window, and an understated egg crate grille. Inside, each cabin was a bespoke environment, with hand-selected leathers and tailored upholstery. Even the paint was applied in multiple coats and hand-sanded between applications. The Continental Mark II was a financial failure, losing Ford money on every car sold, but it remains one of the most revered American luxury cars ever built. Its rarity lies not just in production numbers, but in its philosophy, a singular pursuit of perfection in a decade defined by excess. Number 32, the 1953 Buick Skylark. Created to celebrate Buick's 50th anniversary, it was far more than a commemorative edition. It was a design statement, a luxury flagship, and a limited production masterpiece that helped usher Buick into a new era. With only 1,690 units produced, the Skylark stood apart in a crowded decade of chrome and curves. It was based on the Roadmaster Convertible, but heavily modified, with virtually every body panel reshaped or trimmed to achieve a lower, sleeker silhouette. The windshield was chopped, the wheel wells cut dramatically, and the rear fenders modified to accentuate the flowing body lines, an early exercise in factory custom aesthetics. The car's performance credentials were equally impressive for its time. Power came from Buick's newly introduced Nailhead V8, a 322 cubic inch overhead valve engine producing 188 horsepower. The Nailhead was a milestone for the company, marking the transition from straight-8 engines to more modern V8 power plants. Known for its narrow valve angles and high torque, the engine delivered excellent low-end punch and smooth cruising, making the Skylark not only beautiful, but genuinely capable on the open road. The 1953 Skylark also introduced innovations like 12-volt electrical systems, a rarity that year, and came fully loaded with features that were often optional on lesser models. Power windows, power seats, power steering, and a power-operated soft top were all standard. The interior features rich leather upholstery and an elegant dashboard design with chrome accents and finely detailed instrumentation. Though it carried a hefty price tag, costing nearly as much as a Cadillac, The Skylark was a showcase of Buick's styling and engineering capabilities. Its rarity today is further elevated by its hand-built nature and unique bodywork. As a blend of artistry, muscle, and celebration, the 1953 Skylark remains one of the most coveted and historically significant American convertibles of the 1950s. Number 31, the 1957 Mercury Turnpike Cruiser Convertible. It was a bold and futuristic offering from Ford's mid-tier brand, designed to celebrate America's burgeoning fascination with space-age technology, long-distance travel, and modern luxury. With only 1,265 convertibles produced in its inaugural year, this rare model was part of Mercury's attempt to rebrand itself as a leader in forward-thinking design and high-performance engineering. The Turnpike Cruiser was powered by a robust 368 cubic inch V8 engine, borrowed from Lincoln, that delivered 290 horsepower and immense torque, more than enough to confidently propel the nearly 2-ton vehicle. The engine's pairing with a Merc-O-Matic automatic transmission provided smooth and powerful acceleration, ideally suited for cruising along the newly constructed interstate highway system, which had inspired the car's very name. The performance was more than adequate, but what truly set the Turnpike Cruiser apart was its gadgetry and style. Visually, the car was an explosion of mid-century design trends: twin radio antennas, a unique compound curve windshield, retractable rear breezeway window, and heavily sculpted tail fins that gave the car a rocket-like stance. The Turnpike Cruiser also featured futuristic amenities like a seat-o-matic memory seat, which automatically returned to a preset position, and a push-button transmission system mounted on a pod that resembled a jet cockpit. The interior was no less dramatic, with chrome-plated dashboard controls, multicolored upholstery, and a deep-dish steering wheel meant to enhance safety. It was a rolling statement of what Mercury and America thought the future should look like. Though production was limited, the Turnpike Cruiser convertible left a lasting impression on car design and culture. Its rarity today isn't just about numbers, it's about audacity. Few cars dare to combine power, innovation, and such flamboyant visual drama, making this Mercury one of the most collectible and character-rich American vehicles of the 1950s. Number 30, the 1955 Chrysler C300. This wasn't just a rare luxury coupe. It was a revolution on wheels and arguably the first true American muscle car. With only 1,725 units produced in its debut year, the C300 combined luxury, performance, and purposeful styling in a way no other car had before. It was created under the watchful eye of famed engineer Bob Roger and designer Virgil Exner, with a clear goal: dominate NASCAR and redefine what a high-performance street car could be. At the heart of the C300 was Chrysler's most potent engine to date, a 331 cubic inch Hemi V8 equipped with dual 4-barrel carburetors and solid lifters, producing a staggering 300 horsepower, hence the 300 moniker. This was the most powerful American production engine of its time, and it wasn't just about bragging rights. The car was engineered with racing in mind, and it delivered, winning 37 major stock car races in 1955 and sweeping the competition at Daytona's Flying Mile. Despite its race-bred heart, the C300 was no stripped-down track machine. It featured a refined interior with leather seats, full instrumentation, and high-grade materials throughout. The styling was bold yet restrained, with a clean, low-slung body accented by a prominent egg crate grille, wire wheels, and minimal chrome compared to its showier contemporaries. It exuded quiet confidence, less flash, more fury. The C300 launched what became the Chrysler Letter Car series, running from 1955 to 1965, each year increasing in power and exclusivity. But the original remains the purest and most significant. Today, the The 1955 C300 is revered by collectors not just for its rarity, but for its historical role in kickstarting the American obsession with marrying high horsepower and personal luxury, a formula that would define an entire segment of performance cars for decades to come. Number 29, the 1955 Studebaker Speedster. This marked a bold, stylish departure for the modest Indiana-based automaker, aimed squarely at reinvigorating its image during a time of fierce competition and industry upheaval. With only 2,215 units produced, the Speedster was more than a niche hardtop. It was a daring, high-trim performance model that brought a dose of flair to Studebaker's lineup and laid the groundwork for its later muscle-influenced design. Based on the President two-door hardtop, the Speedster was essentially a factory-built custom, loaded with nearly every available option and designed to stand out. Power came from Studebaker's 259 cubic inch V8 engine, outfitted with a 4-barrel carburetor and dual exhausts, producing 185 horsepower. While that may not seem earth-shattering today, it offered competitive performance for the mid-1950s and gave the lightweight Speedster sprightly acceleration, especially when paired with the optional 3-speed manual with overdrive or Studebaker's smooth shifting automatic. What made the Speedster truly special, however, was its dramatic styling. The car featured a distinctive two-tone paint scheme, often in wild color combinations like coral and white or green and black, with stainless steel body moldings to accentuate the contrast. A massive wraparound shield, wire wheel covers, hooded headlights, and a bold chrome grille completed the exterior's assertive stance. Inside, the Speedster offered luxury appointments like quilted leather seats, a full engine-tuned aluminum dashboard, Stewart Warner instruments, and even a padded dash, years before that became a safety standard. The Speedster was not intended as a mass-market car, but rather a statement, an attention-grabbing limited edition to re-establish Studebaker as a style leader. And it worked. Though produced for just 1 year, it attracted considerable press and public admiration, serving as a halo car that influenced the later Golden Hawk. Today, the Speedster's rarity and flamboyance make it a prized collector's gem from the mid-century American performance era. Number 28, the 1957 DeSoto Adventurer Convertible. This car stood at the pinnacle of DeSoto's lineup, an unapologetic expression of high performance, luxury, and mid-century glamour. With only 300 convertibles produced for that year, it remains one of the rarest and most desirable American performance convertibles of the 1950s. Introduced during Chrysler's dramatic forward-look design era, the Adventurer combined cutting-edge styling with serious mechanical muscle. Under its long, sculpted hood resided a 345 cubic inch V8 engine that produced 345 horsepower, 1 horsepower per inch, a performance benchmark that few production cars had reached at the time. Equipped with dual 4-barrel carburetors, the Adventurer's engine was mated to a push-button TorqueFlite 3-speed automatic transmission, delivering smooth, linear acceleration with an authoritative growl. This made it not just a boulevard cruiser, but a legitimate high-speed grand tourer capable of outpacing many of its contemporaries. The Adventurer's design was equally commanding. Sweeping tailfins, full-length gold anodized trim, and exclusive color combinations gave it an unmistakable presence. The grille was wide and aggressive, flanked by quad headlamps, a relatively new feature in 1957. Its unique wire wheels, Adventurer script badging, and subtle gold detailing further distinguish it from lesser DeSoto models. Inside, the car offered a lavish driving environment with leather and cloth upholstery, a futuristic dashboard, and every power accessory available at the time. This was a convertible designed to pamper as much as it thrilled. And despite its rarity, it carried all the engineering refinements Chrysler was becoming known for: torsion bar suspension, exceptional handling for its size, and responsive steering. Unfortunately, DeSoto as a brand was nearing its decline, and the Adventurer became one of its final shining moments. Today, Surviving examples are rare, valuable, and celebrated as one of the most dramatic and capable open-top American performance cars ever built. Number 27, the 1957 Pontiac Bonavville Convertible. It wasn't just a rare beauty, it was a seismic shift in Pontiac's identity. With only 630 units produced, it was conceived as a halo car to transform the brand's image from conservative to performance-oriented, and it succeeded. The Bonavville introduced fuel injection to the Pontiac lineup, making it one of the first American cars to feature this groundbreaking technology and positioning it at the leading edge of performance innovation during the decade. Under the hood, the Bonavville packed a 347 cubic inch V8 engine, topped with Rochester mechanical fuel injection. This setup produced an impressive 310 horsepower, making the Bonavville one of the most powerful American production cars of its time. The high-revving engine was mated to a hydromatic automatic transmission and backed by heavy-duty components, making the Bonavville not just quick in a straight line, but remarkably durable as well. Fuel injection, largely reserved for performance flagships like the Corvette, was still in its infancy, and its inclusion on a Pontiac sent a bold message that the division was no longer playing it safe. In terms of appearance, the 57 Bonavville was equally stunning. It came exclusively as a convertible and was offered in a single color scheme: Kenya ivory with Bonaville red accents. Chrome trim was abundant but tastefully executed, and the body lines were sleek and purposeful. Wide white wall tires and special Bonaville badging added to its air of exclusivity. Inside, the cabin was upholstered in rich leather and loaded with features like power windows, a power seat, and a signal-seeking radio, most of which came standard. With its limited production, futuristic fuel injection, and transformative role in Pontiac's evolution, the 57 Bonavville Convertible remains a rare and iconic artifact of American performance history. Number 26, the 1958 Edsel Citation Convertible. It stands alone as both a collector's gem and a historical symbol of one of the most infamous launches in automotive history. With just 930 convertibles built, it was one of the rarest models from the short-lived Edsel brand, and despite its controversial reception, it represented Ford Motor Company's most ambitious attempt to bridge the gap between their mid-range and luxury divisions. The Citation sat atop the Edsel hierarchy, offering maximum luxury, bold styling, and V8 performance in a highly exclusive package. Powering the Citation convertible was a 410 cubic inch MEL V8 engine that produced 345 horsepower. This large placement engine was mated to a 3-speed automatic transmission, controlled via the now notorious Teletouch push-button system housed in the steering wheel hub. While the Teletouch was meant to be cutting-edge, its placement led to confusion and reliability issues, adding to the model's infamous legacy. Still, the engine itself delivered effortless torque and a commanding presence on the open road. The styling of the Citation was unmistakable, from its signature horse collar grille to its sharply creased tail fins, dual hood scoops, and heavily chromed surfaces. The car aimed to stand out, and it did, sometimes decisively so. Inside, the convertible was plush, offering high-grade upholstery, a padded dash, power accessories, and space-age instrument design, aligning with the mid-century optimism of the era. Though the Edsel brand quickly became a cautionary tale in marketing missteps, the Citation convertible's rarity, high performance, and unapologetic design have since earned its admiration among collectors. Its short production run, experimental features, and powerful V8 make it a unique time capsule of late 1950s ambition. A car that dared to be different, and whose boldness now contributes to its enduring appeal in the world of rare American classics. Number 25, the 1953 Cadillac El Dorado. It marked the dramatic birth of one of the most iconic nameplates in American luxury motoring. As Cadillac's premier convertible offering, the El Dorado was designed to showcase the brand's engineering excellence, lavish features, and cutting-edge styling. With only 532 units built, it was the rarest Cadillac model of its year and remains one of the most sought-after collectibles from the golden era of American automobiles. Mechanically, the El Dorado shared its underpinnings with the Series 62 convertible, but added exclusive flair and refinement. Power came from Cadillac's new 331 cubic inch overhead valve V8 engine, which produced 210 horsepower, an impressive figure for the early 1950s. This engine, a cornerstone of Cadillac's post-war dominance, was mated to the smooth, hydromatic automatic transmission, delivering refined, effortless cruising. While it wasn't built for outright speed, the El Dorado's combination of power and grace made it an ideal grand tourer for the country's expanding highway system. What truly set the El Dorado apart was its distinctive styling. It featured a low-cut wraparound windshield, the first of its kind in a Cadillac, and a sleek, uncluttered body with minimal chrome compared to other Cadillac models of the era. It rode on the Kelsey Hayes wire wheels and was available in a limited range of sophisticated colors, with alpine white being the most iconic. Every El Dorado came fully loaded, including power windows, a power soft top, a signal-seeking radio, and leather upholstery, all fitted as standard equipment. Priced significantly higher than other Cadillacs, the El Dorado was a symbol of exclusivity and prestige. It aimed at celebrities, dignitaries, and America's wealthy elite, making its rarity both a product of limited production and high cost. Today, the '53 El Dorado stands as a landmark in Cadillac's evolution, combining rarity, performance, and luxury in a way few American cars ever have. Number 24, the 1954 Packard Caribbean. It was a luxurious, hand-finished convertible that stood at the pinnacle of Packard's lineup and represented a final flourish of elegance from a brand that once defined American prestige. With just 400 units produced for that model year, the Caribbean's rarity is matched only by its craftsmanship. It was aimed squarely at Cadillac's El Dorado and Buick's Skylark, part of a 1950s arms race in prestige convertibles, each vying for attention among the wealthy elite. Beneath the hood, the Caribbean featured Packard's most advanced engine of the era, a 359 cubic inch straight 8, the largest displacement inline 8 Packard ever produced. This iron block engine, fed by a 4-barrel carburetor, delivered 212 horsepower and smooth, turbine-like performance. Though the industry was pivoting to V8s, Packard stayed true to its engineering roots, offering a power plant that emphasized refinement and torque over brute force. Mated to the Ultramatic automatic transmission, the Caribbean offered serene highway cruising and luxurious power delivery. But it was the styling and exclusivity that truly defined the 1954 Caribbean. Each car was built on the Packard Cavalier chassis, but heavily modified by hand at the Mitchell-Bentley Company. Every body panel past the cowl was altered, and the rear quarters were reshaped with extended fenders, taillight treatments, and custom skirts. A Continental-style spare tire, unique two-tone paint schemes, and generous chrome trim completed the show-stopping exterior. Inside, the Caribbean offered hand-selected leather upholstery in bold color combinations, power windows, a power seat, and a power-operated convertible top, fitting for its $6,100 price tag, which was extravagant by 1954 standards. Though Packard was nearing the end of its golden age, the 1954 Caribbean endures as one of the last great handcrafted American luxury convertibles. Rare, elegant, and built with uncompromising attention to detail. Number 23, the 1953 Chevrolet Corvette. This car is not just rare, it's foundational. As the very first model year that would become America's most iconic sports car, the Corvette's debut was more an experiment than a production run. Chevrolet produced only 300 units, all by hand, making it the rarest Corvette ever built and a crown jewel for collectors. Its creation marked a bold move by General Motors to compete with European sports cars, blending American design with lightweight construction and open-road spirit. Mechanically, the 1953 Corvette was more cruiser than bruiser. Under its hood lay the 253 cubic inch Blue Flame inline-six engine, which was tuned with triple Carter side draft carburetors and a high-lift camshaft to deliver 150 horsepower. While not groundbreaking in raw performance, it was a significant engineering step for Chevrolet. The engine was mated to a 2-speed power-glide automatic transmission, an unusual pairing for a sports car, which signaled that GM was still gauging the American market's appetite for such a vehicle. What truly made the Corvette special was its construction. It was the first American production car with a fiberglass body, chosen to expedite development and avoid costly steel stamping. The body's sweeping curves, rounded fenders, and minimalist grille gave it a sleek, futuristic appearance. All 300 were painted polo white with a red interior and a black canvas top, a combination now considered sacred among Corvette enthusiasts. The car was built in a makeshift assembly area in Flint, Michigan, more like a prototype lab than a factory line. Though early reviews were mixed due to modest performance and high price, the Corvette quickly grew in legend. The 1953 model stands as a rare origin point for a nameplate that would go on to define American sports car performance for generations. Number 22, the 1954 Kaiser Darren. It is one of the most distinctive and rare American sports cars ever produced. With only 435 units built during its brief single-year run. It was the brainchild of designer Howard "Dutch" Darren and offered a head-turning combination of innovation, style, and lightweight construction. Arriving just after the launch of the 1953 Corvette, the Darren became America's first production fiberglass sports car, technically beating the Corvette to the punch in availability, though on a much smaller scale. Mechanically, the Kaiser Darren was modest but adequate for its era. Power came from a 161 cubic inch inline-six engine borrowed from the Willys F-head Hurricane line, producing around 90 horsepower. Though not a performance juggernaut, its low curb weight, thanks to the fiberglass body and compact size, meant it delivered respectable acceleration and nimble handling. A 3-speed manual transmission with optional overdrive gave it longer legs on the open road, helping the lightweight 2-seater feel more refined than its horsepower rating suggested. Where the Darren truly made its mark was in design. It featured a long, swooping hood, a dramatic dip in the doors, a heart-shaped front grille, and most famously, sliding doors that disappeared into the front fenders, an engineering curiosity that remains unmatched in automotive history. The car was available in several pastel color options, giving it a uniquely romantic, almost European flair. Despite its bold aesthetics and historical significance, the Darren arrived too late to save the struggling Kaiser Fraser Corporation, which ceased passenger car production shortly after. Many unsold Darrens were left to age outdoors until Darren himself bought them back and sold them privately with performance upgrades. Today, it stands as a quirky and highly collectible example of post-war American ambition, a rare blend of artful design and forward-thinking materials in a car that dared to be delightfully different. Number 21, the 1951 Muntz Jet. This is one of the most eccentric and ambitious cars of the 1950s, a luxury performance coupe conceived by Earl "Madman" Muntz, a flamboyant electronics tycoon with dreams of becoming an automaker. With only 198 units ever built between 51 and 54, the Muntz Jet remains an exceptionally rare automobile, not only for its low production numbers, but for its unique place in the American car landscape as one of the earliest personal luxury cars to blend high speed with high style. Under the hood, the Jet featured a choice of potent engines depending on production year and availability. Early models were equipped with Cadillac's powerful 331 cubic inch V8, while later versions often came with Lincoln's 337 cubic inch flathead V8. These engines delivered between 160 and 160 plus horsepower, formidable for the time, and enabled the Jet to reach speeds over 100 miles per hour, a benchmark rarely achieved by American cars of the era. Mated to a hydromatic automatic transmission, the Muntz Jet was capable of strong acceleration and long-distance touring comfort. What made the Jet especially unique was its construction and design. Built on a modified Lincoln chassis, the car featured a stretched wheelbase to accommodate 4 passengers and an aluminum body in early production before switching to steel for cost and durability reasons. Its styling was low-slung and sleek, with wraparound bumpers, a wide grille, and minimal ornamentation, offering a sophisticated yet sporty appearance. Inside, the Jet was decadently equipped with leather upholstery, a cocktail bar, and even a built-in radio telephone in some versions. Though the car was well ahead of its time, Muntz lost money on every unit sold due to high production costs. Still, the Jet's legacy endures. It's a bold example of mid-century innovation and eccentricity, a rare car that dared to dream big and drive fast. Number 20. The 1954 Hudson Italia. It is among the most striking and rarest American cars ever produced, with only 26 units built. It was a product of collaboration between Hudson Motor Car Company and the renowned Italian coach builder Coronet Touring, designed to showcase futuristic styling, international flair, and advanced engineering in a limited production halo vehicle. At a time when most American cars were rooted in chrome-heavy excess, the Italia offered an entirely different vision: European excellence blended with American muscle. Beneath its aerodynamic and handcrafted aluminum body, the Hudson Italia was based mechanically on the Hudson Jet, a compact sedan. It featured a 202 cubic inch inline-6 engine that produced 114 horsepower, modest by American standards, but respectable given the car's lightweight and performance-oriented suspension tuning. The engine was paired with a 3-speed manual transmission with overdrive, and while it wasn't a racer, it offered crisp handling and refinement that impressed critics on both sides of the Atlantic. The Italia's styling was its most talked-about feature. The car featured a low-slung body, streamlined curves, and design elements that were decades ahead of their time, like the canted quad headlights, flush door handles, and taillights housed in dramatic rear fins. The interior was equally exotic, adorned with hand-stitched leather, a full array of Stewart-Warner gauges, and ergonomically designed bucket seats. Every detail was considered, right down to the polished aluminum trim and symmetrical dashboard layout. Priced at over $4,800, significantly more than a Cadillac, it was intended more as a design showcase than a volume seller. Unfortunately, Hudson's financial struggles limited the Italia's production, and it never reached the global acclaim it deserved in its time. Today, the Hudson Italia is a cherished rarity, a breathtaking fusion of transatlantic design sensibilities, and one of the most exclusive statements ever made in post-war American automotive history. Number 19. The 1954 Oldsmobile F88. It stands not only as one of the rarest American cars ever created, just 4 examples were built, but also one of the most storied concept-to-reality vehicles of the 1950s. Conceived as Oldsmobile's answer to the growing interest in 2-seat sports cars like the Chevrolet Corvette and European imports, the F88 was a striking blend of performance, futuristic design, and luxury. Although it never went into full-scale production, it served as a bold demonstration to General Motors' design prowess and Oldsmobile's capability to push boundaries beyond its traditional full-size sedans. Powering the F88 was a specially tuned version of Oldsmobile's 324 cubic inch rocket V8 engine, delivering approximately 250 horsepower, a significant figure for a lightweight roadster. Paired with a hydromatic automatic transmission, the car promised smooth acceleration and a refined ride, combining V8 muscle with elegant handling. It used a fiberglass body mounted on a modified Chevrolet Corvette chassis, further emphasizing its role as a potential performance leader in GM's stable. The F88's design, penned by GM's legendary Harley Earl and his team, featured sleek, flowing lines, a wraparound windshield, gold-toned exterior accents, and bullet-shaped rear taillights that foreshadowed styling cues seen in GM cars later in the decade. Its cockpit-style interior was lavishly appointed with chrome trim, leather upholstery, and advanced gauges, reflecting a focus on luxury as much as sportiness. Ultimately, internal corporate politics and GM's decision to focus on Chevrolet's Corvette as a flagship two-seater doomed the F88 to obscurity. Of the 4 units built, only one complete example is known to survive today, and it sold at auction in 2005 for over $3 million. The 1954 Oldsmobile F88 remains a mythical and magnificent piece of American automotive history, a what-could-have-been story forged in fiberglass and rocket V8 thunder. Number 18, the 1957 Ramler Rebel. This was one of the most radical and unexpected muscle cars of its time, arriving before the muscle car era had even officially begun. With just 1,500 units produced, the Rebel was a low-volume, high-impact offering from American motor cars, combining a lightweight midsize body with a powerful V8 engine. In doing so, AMC, often viewed as a practical, economy-focused-based brand, surprised the industry with one of the fastest sedans in America that year. At the heart of the Rebel was AMC's newly developed 327 cubic inch V8 engine, not to be confused with Chrysler's later engine of the same displacement. This power plant produced 255 horsepower and was originally intended to feature electronic fuel injection, an advanced Bendix electrojector system that was briefly advertised but ultimately dropped due to reliability issues. All production Rebels were instead equipped with a 4-barrel carburetor, still delivering strong performance. Mated to either a manual or automatic transmission, the Rebel could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 7 seconds, an astonishing feat for a family sedan in 1957. The Rebel wasn't flashy in design, but it had presence. All cars were finished in silver with a gold anodized side trim accent, making them instantly recognizable. Inside, the cabin was spacious and functional, outfitted with two-tone upholstery and a full set of gauges. It offered a practical package with the heart of a hot rod. What makes the 1957 Ramler Rebel so significant today is its status as a forerunner to the muscle car movement. ANC proved that big power and a modest-sized platform could yield thrilling results. The car's rarity, performance credentials, and quiet historical importance make it a hidden gem among 1950s American cars, a true rebel in both name and spirit. Number 16, the 1959 Cadillac El Dorado Braum. It was a hand-built, ultra-luxury sedan designed to assert Cadillac's dominance at the pinnacle of American automotive prestige. With only 99 units produced, it was rarer than even some European exotics of the time and priced to match, costing over $13,000 when new, more than a Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. Built not in Detroit, but at the coach builder Pininfarina's facility in Turin, Italy, and blended American grandeur with Italian craftsmanship in a way no other Cadillac ever had. Mechanically, the El Dorado Braum featured Cadillac's most refined powertrain of the day, a 390 cubic inch V8 producing 345 horsepower, paired with a hydromatic automatic transmission. While it wasn't a sports car by any means, the big V8 delivered a smooth, effortless wave of torque, perfectly suited to the Braum's stately character. The ride quality was exceptional thanks to a self-leveling suspension system, an evolution of Cadillac's earlier air suspension design. What truly set the Braum apart was its design and features. The exterior was more understated than Cadillac's flamboyant tailfin standard models, with a lower roofline, unique rear-end treatment, and restrained use of chrome. Inside, it was a rolling showcase of luxury innovation. Genuine lamb's wool carpeting, leather trim headliner, power everything, and a range of accessories that bordered on the absurdly opulent, including a vanity case with gold tone accessories, a notepad with a cross pencil, and even a perfume atomizer. Each car was built to order and took months to complete. Though it was not a commercial success due to its astronomical price and niche appeal, the '59 El Dorado Braum became a symbol of no-compromise automotive luxury. Today, its scarcity, international pedigree, and exquisite detailing make it one of the most coveted and exclusive Cadillacs ever created. Number 15, the 1955 Nash Ambassador Custom. This was the top-tier offering from Nash Motors in its final years as an independent automaker before its merger with Hudson to form American Motors Corporation. While it may not share the performance pedigree of some contemporaries, the Ambassador Custom's blend of innovation, luxury, and distinctive design make it a notable rarity of the 1950s. With only around 1,000 units of the custom trim produced in 1955, it remains one of the most uncommon full-size American luxury cars of the era. Under the hood, the Ambassador Custom was equipped with Nash's powerful 252 cubic inch inline-six as standard, or more desirably, a 320 cubic inch Packard-supplied V8 engine in higher trims, an early sign of the inter-brand cooperation that would define AMC. The Packard V8 produced 208 horsepower and was mated to a hydromatic automatic transmission, delivering smooth acceleration and a refined driving experience that matched or exceeded many of its Detroit rivals. What truly set the Ambassador apart was its unique design and focus on passenger comfort. It featured unibody construction, still a rarity in 1955, which offered a quieter ride and enhanced structural rigidity. The exterior design was bold and unmistakable, with enclosed front wheels, a wraparound windshield, and sweeping two-tone paint schemes that gave the car a European flair. The signature Weather-Eye climate control system and reclining front seats that converted into a full-length bed made the Ambassador a standout in long-distance travel comfort. Inside, the Ambassador Custom offered plush fabrics, full carpeting, and chrome accents throughout the dash and door panels. It was a car that emphasized serenity and elegance over flash, catering to a refined clientele. Today, the 1955 Nash Ambassador Custom stands as a rare and sophisticated alternative to more mainstream luxury sedans of the time, an overlooked gem with true collector appeal. Number 14, the 1954 Mercury Sun Valley. It's one of the most visually distinctive cars of the decade, thanks to its futuristic and unconventional design. With just 9,761 units produced, this semi-convertible coupe stood out from everything else on the American roads, not because of what it had, but because of what it didn't: a solid roof. Instead, the Sun Valley featured a large green-tinted plexiglass roof panel over the front seats, offering an open, airy cabin experience unlike anything else available at the time. Mechanically, the Sun Valley was based on Mercury's high-end Monterey series and shared its robust 256 cubic inch overhead valve V8 engine, which produced 161 horsepower. This was Mercury's first year for an overhead valve V8, marking a significant step forward in performance and efficiency. The engine was paired with either a 3-speed manual or the popular Mercomatic automatic transmission, delivering smooth, confident cruising power suited to the car's upscale persona. But performance wasn't the Sun Valley's main selling point. Its allure came from the sensation of driving beneath the sky. The translucent roof flooded interior with natural light, creating a driving experience that felt more connected to the outside world. However, this innovation wasn't without drawbacks. On sunny days, the cabin could quickly become uncomfortably hot, and even with the green tint, glare was sometimes an issue. Still, for mid-1950s buyers craving something truly different, the Sun Valley delivered visual drama in spades. Inside, the car offered all the luxury expected of Mercury's upper-tier models. The two-tone upholstery, chrome trim, and a wraparound dash filled with mid-century flair. While the Sun Valley was offered for just 2 model years, its bold experiment in design left a lasting impression. Today, it's a highly collectible example of 1950s optimism, a rare moment when form dared to challenge function. Number 13, the 1953 Dodge Coronet Convertible. It marked a significant turning point for Dodge, as it ushered in a new era of engineering prowess and modern V8 performance. Though often overshadowed by flashier contemporaries from GM and Ford, the Coronet was a quiet disruptor. With only around 4,000 convertible units produced that year, this model holds a special place in American automotive history, chiefly because it introduced Dodge's first ever production Hemi engine. Beneath the hood was the legendary 241 cubic inch Red Ram Hemi V8, an engine that would go on to influence decades of Chrysler performance engineering. Despite its relatively small displacement, the Red Ram produced 140 horsepower, impressive for the time, and was praised for its smoothness, efficiency, and high revving capabilities. The hemispherical combustion chamber design allowed for better airflow and combustion, giving the engine a performance edge over many of its flathead or overhead valve rivals. Paired with Dodge's gyromatic semi-automatic or a fully automatic transmission, the Coronet offered a balanced blend of innovation and drivability. The convertible body style added further appeal, giving buyers a sporty open-air cruiser with an air of sophistication. The design was conservative compared to some of its flashier rivals, but carried clean lines, tasteful chrome, and a solid stance. Dual-tone paint schemes and optional accessories like power windows, radios, and white wall tires made the Coronet convertible feel upscale without being ostentatious. Inside, the cabin was well appointed for its class, with color-keyed dashboards, chrome details, and a roomy bench seat setup that made it ideal for both cruising and daily driving. While it may not have been the loudest player in the 1950s automotive scene, the 53 Dodge Coronet convertible was one of the most technologically significant. Its rarity, pioneering V8, and understated elegance make it a true sleeper classic of its era. Number 11, the 1952 Packard Mayfair. It was a refined and elegant hardtop coupe, designed to bridge the gap between the brand's entry-level models and its more exclusive senior offerings. Named after the affluent London district, the Mayfair exuded a sense of upper-class sophistication while being more attainable than Packard's ultra-luxury models. With just 5,150 units produced in 1952, the Mayfair was not only exclusive in number, but also symbolic of Packard's last great push to retain its standing as a top-tier American automaker in an increasingly competitive post-war market. Under the hood, the Mayfair was equipped with Packard's 327 cubic inch inline-8 engine, delivering 150 horsepower with a 2-barrel carburetor and up to 160 horsepower with the optional 4-barrel setup. Though conservative in architecture compared to the V8s offered by rivals later in the decade, Packard's straight 8 was known for its silky smoothness and strong low-end torque. Coupled with the Ultramatic drive automatic transmission, Packard's proprietary and innovative fully automatic gearbox, the Mayfair offered a serene and confident driving experience befitting its luxury positioning. The hardtop body style was relatively new in the early 1950s, and the Mayfair capitalized on its popularity. It featured a pillarless design that offered the openness of a convertible with the comfort of a closed-roof car. Its design was understated but graceful, with subtle chrome trim, tasteful two-tone paint combinations, and Packard's iconic grille and hood ornament leading the way. Inside, the Mayfair offered premium materials like cloth and leather upholstery, full carpeting, and chrome accents throughout the cabin. The dashboard was elegantly styled, and amenities like a clock, heater, and push-button radio enhanced the car's appeal. Though Packard's glory days were behind it, the 1952 Mayfair remains a rare and stylish example of the brand's enduring commitment to craftsmanship and luxury quietness. Number 10, the 1950 Studebaker Commander Starlight Coupe. It was one of the most visually daring cars of its time, breaking away from the conservative styling norms that dominated the immediate post-war era. With approximately 10,000 units of the Commander Starlight Coupe produced that year, it holds a place in history not only for its rarity in surviving numbers, but for its revolutionary design that captured the imagination of both the public and the design world. Powering the Commander was Studebaker's 245 cubic inch inline-six engine, producing 102 horsepower, more than adequate for the time and offering smooth, reliable performance. While it wasn't a high-performance vehicle by modern standards, its combination of lightweight construction and solid engineering made it a confident highway cruiser. Paired with either a 3-speed manual transmission or an optional overdrive, the Commander was known for both fuel efficiency and long-distance comfort. The Starlight Coupe's most defining feature was its wraparound rear window design, which extended almost 180 degrees around the rear half of the cabin. This design gave passengers panoramic views and earned the car nicknames like Greenhouse Coupe or even Backward Car, due to the unusual styling that made it look like it could be driving in reverse. It was unlike anything else on the road and instantly recognizable, a hallmark of Raymond Loewy's design team. The boldness extended to the front as well, with a bullet-nose grille that looked more like a jet intake than a traditional automotive face. This touch emphasized the era's fascination with aviation and space-age themes. Inside, the cabin was cleanly appointed, with simple instrumentation, durable materials, and an airy feeling enhanced by the abundance of glass. Today, the 1950 Studebaker Commander Starlight Coupe is celebrated as a bold outlier in automotive design, rare, iconic, and a true conversation starter from the dawn of the 1950s. Number 9, the 1951 Chrysler New Yorker Convertible. It was a luxury open-top cruiser that quietly helped usher in a new chapter of American engineering excellence. With only about 1,000 units produced, this rare model combined refined styling with cutting-edge mechanical advancement, positioning Chrysler as a serious innovator in the early 1950s premium market. While other manufacturers leaned heavily into chrome and showmanship, Chrysler was quietly focusing on technology, and the New Yorker Convertible was the perfect embodiment of that philosophy. What truly set the 51 New Yorker apart was its engine. The newly introduced 331 cubic inch firepower Hemi V8. This was Chrysler's first foray into hemispherical combustion chamber design, a revolutionary approach that optimized airflow and combustion efficiency. The result was a robust 180 horsepower, delivered with smoothness and torque that outclassed many contemporaries. The firepower Hemi wasn't just a marketing term, it was a technological leap that would influence Chrysler performance for decades, and ultimately become legendary in the muscle car era. Mated to Chrysler's fluid torque drive or optional Presto-Matic semi-automatic transmission, the New Yorker Convertible offered relaxed yet powerful motoring. The suspension and chassis were tuned for comfort, and the build quality reflected Chrysler's engineering-first priorities. Aesthetically, the New Yorker Convertible featured clean, flowing lines with restrained chrome, a wide grille, and sculpted fenders that gave it a dignified presence. Inside, it boasted upscale materials including leather upholstery, full carpeting, and a dashboard layout focused on clarity and symmetry. Amenities like power windows, power top, and even a heater and radio came standard or as popular options, making it a well-equipped vehicle for affluent buyers. Today, the 51 Chrysler New Yorker Convertible is remembered not just for its rarity, but for launching one of the most respected V8 engine lineages in automotive history. Number 8, the 1954 Willys Aero Ace. It was a compact, upscale offering from a company better known for its rugged Jeeps than for refined passenger cars. As Willys' flagship vehicle in its final year of car production before merging with Kaiser, the Aero Ace was produced in limited numbers, approximately 6,500 units, making it one of the rarest top-trim compacts of the 1950s. It represents a unique moment when Willys tried to compete in the civilian market with a stylish, efficient, and surprisingly well-appointed car. Under the hood, the Aero Ace was powered by a 161 cubic inch F-head inline-six engine that produced 90 horsepower in base form, with a more potent version pushing out up to 115 horsepower thanks to a higher compression ratio and improved carburation. Lightweight construction and a relatively small footprint gave the Aero Ace a peppy driving feel, especially when equipped with the optional overdrive transmission, which enhanced fuel economy and highway cruising capability. The Aero Ace's unibody design was a standout feature, offering increased structural rigidity, reduced weight, and improved fuel efficiency compared to its body-on-frame contemporaries. The styling was clean and understated, with gentle curves, a wide grille, and modest chrome accents. Two-tone paint options and rear fender skirts were available to enhance its visual appeal. Inside, the car was surprisingly luxurious for its size. It featured quality upholstery, a full-width dash with integrated controls, and available extras like a heater, radio, and even a clock. Despite being smaller than the average American sedan, the Aero Ace offered a comfortable ride and efficient packaging, appealing to budget-conscious families and city dwellers alike. Today, the 1954 Willys Aero Ace is a seldom-seen survivor from a brand on the cusp of reinvention. Its rarity, charm, and historical importance as Willys' final foray into passenger cars make it a prized oddity among classic car enthusiasts. Number 7. The 1955 Hudson Hornet Hollywood Hardtop. This car represented the final flourish of a once mighty brand known for performance dominance in the early 1950s. With around 1,500 examples produced, the 55 Hollywood Hardtop is among the rarest and most overlooked muscle precursors of the post-war era. It was the last of the true Hudson-engineered Hornets before the full transition to Nash-based bodies under the American Motors Corporation merger, making it a poignant end to an iconic lineage. Powering the 55 Hornet Hollywood was the legendary Hudson Twin H-Power 308 cubic inch inline-six engine, an engineering marvel that had dominated NASCAR circuits in the early part of the decade. In its top form, with dual carburetors and high compression tuning, the engine produced up to 210 horsepower and massive torque, providing straight-line speed that rivaled or exceeded many V8-equipped competitors. The engine's long-stroke design and low center of gravity, thanks to Hudson's step-down chassis, delivered superior handling and road-hugging stability, giving the Hornet a performance pedigree far ahead of its time. The Hollywood trim denoted a hardtop coupe body style with pillarless side glass, offering the open feel of a convertible with the rigidity and quietness of a sedan. Its styling blended the curvaceous look of early 1950s Hudsons with updated elements, like a panoramic windshield, a revised grille, and subtle chrome accents. Though not as flamboyant as its big three rivals, the Hornet had a muscular, confident stance. Inside, the car featured upscale cloth and vinyl upholstery, a full dashboard with Hudson's signature deep dish steering wheel, and amenities like power accessories and a heater. As the swan song of independent Hudson engineering, the 55 Hornet Hollywood is cherished today as a rare example of underdog excellence, performance-born, racing-proven, and tragically short-lived. Number 6. The 1956 DeSoto Fireflight Convertible. It was a bold and luxurious full-size drop top that reflected Chrysler Corporation's newfound confidence under Virgil Exner's forward-look design revolution. With only around 1,485 convertibles produced, it remains a rare and significant model in the twilight years of DeSoto. Offering potent V8 power, futuristic styling, and a level of refinement that rivaled its more celebrated contemporaries. Beneath the sculpted hood of the Fireflight convertible lay a 330 cubic inch Hemi V8 engine, producing a robust 255 horsepower. This was DeSoto's most powerful engine offering at the time, paired with the reliable Powerflight 2-speed push-button automatic transmission. The combination delivered smooth, confident performance and made the Fireflight one of the quickest cars in DeSoto's lineup. Its engine was part of Chrysler's wider effort to bring hemispherical combustion chamber technology across its brands, a move that elevated performance standards across the board. Visually, the 56 Fireflight convertible was nothing short of spectacular. It featured dramatic tailfins, sweeping side trim with contrasting color inserts, and an exaggerated forward-thrusting grille that defined the brand's identity during the mid-50s. The two-tone paint options, ornate badging, and polished stainless steel accents further amplified its showroom appeal. It was a car designed to turn heads, whether parked or cruising through downtown boulevards. Inside, the Fireflight convertible offered a lavish experience. Rich leather and vinyl upholstery, full carpeting, and a wraparound dashboard with aircraft-inspired gauges and chrome toggles created a cockpit that felt as stylish as it was comfortable. Optional features including power windows, power seats, a signal-seeking radio, and a power-operated soft top. Luxuries aimed at affluent buyers with a taste for innovation. Today, the 56 DeSoto Fireflight convertible stands as a vivid symbol of an ambitious brand at its peak, rare, flamboyant, and brimming with performance potential. Number 5, the 1953 Oldsmobile Fiesta convertible. This car was a rare and luxurious limited production model built to showcase the most advanced styling and engineering General Motors had to offer. Produced for just 1 year with only 458 units built, the Fiesta was part of GM's exclusive Dream Car convertible trio, alongside the Cadillac El Dorado and Buick Skylark, released to commemorate the corporation's 50th anniversary. Each model served as a rolling testbed for innovation and a symbol of prestige. Powering the Fiesta was Oldsmobile's proven 303 cubic inch rocket V8 engine, delivering 170 horsepower, a significant figure in the early 1950s. This overhead valve V8 was part of what made Oldsmobile a performance standout among GM divisions, and in the Fiesta, it was paired with a hydromatic automatic transmission, ensuring both effortless cruising and brisk acceleration. Though not built for outright speed, the car's combination of power, weight, and luxury made it a refined and satisfying performer. What truly set the Fiesta apart was its lavish design. It featured a low-slung stance, an expansive chrome grille, rear fender skirts, and a wraparound windshield, a first for Oldsmobile. The convertible top was power-operated, and two-tone paint schemes were available in unique pastel shades that underscored the car's exclusivity. Every Fiesta came fully loaded with power steering, power brakes, power windows, a power seat, and deluxe leather upholstery, luxuries that were optional on most other vehicles at the time. Inside the cabin was a showcase of mid-century elegance with intricate chrome detailing, richly padded seats, and a futuristic dashboard layout. Despite its steep price tag, over $5,700, the Fiesta sold out its limited run, and its rarity only grew as the years passed. Today, the 1953 Oldsmobile Fiesta convertible remains a crown jewel among early post-war American luxury cars. Rare, beautiful, and technologically ahead of its time. Number 4, the 1952 Lincoln Capri convertible. It was a bold new chapter in Lincoln's evolution, marking the brand's departure from its pre-war styling roots and setting its sights squarely on performance and modern luxury. With only 1,640 convertibles produced that year, the Capri quickly became one of the rarest and most pivotal models in Lincoln's post-war portfolio. It wasn't just about luxury, it was about re-establishing Lincoln's reputation in both showrooms and on the racetrack. Powering the 1952 Capri convertible was Lincoln's new 317 cubic inch overhead valve V8 engine, replacing the aging flathead designs of previous years. This new engine produced 160 horsepower, which was a significant boost and placed Lincoln back in competitive territory alongside Cadillac and Chrysler. It was paired with a 4-speed hydromatic automatic transmission, delivering smooth and consistent power delivery. The Capri's robust drivetrain, combined with its sturdy chassis and advanced suspension system, making it an excellent candidate for endurance racing. In fact, the 1952 Lincoln Capri made history by competing and winning in the grueling Carrera Panamericana road race in Mexico, a feat that few luxury cars could claim. The success in motorsports gave the Capri real performance credibility and helped redefine Lincoln's image as more than just a quiet cruiser. Visually, the Capri was clean and modern, with a lower and longer profile than previous Lincolns. The convertible's power-operated top, rear fender skirts, and understated chrome accents created an aura of elegance. Two-tone paint combinations added to its visual appeal. Inside, the Capri convertible was dressed in upscale materials, featuring leather upholstery, full carpeting, a padded dash, and an AM radio, all standard or optional features that enhance the car's premium feel. Today, the 1952 Lincoln Capri convertible stands as a rare blend of innovation, racing pedigree, and post-war American luxury, an often overlooked milestone in Lincoln's rise to prominence. Number 3, the 1957 Chevrolet 210 Al Capitola. It's not just rare, it's one of a kind. Built as a custom show car by legendary customizer Sam Barris, the El Capitola was a rolling sculpture, a dazzling expression of mid-century custom car culture at its most extravagant. Unlike production models with thousands of units, the El Capitola existed as a singular vision, crafted by hand from a standard 1957 Chevrolet 210 hardtop into something radically different. It combined the futuristic optimism of Detroit with the artistic flair of California's custom car scene. Under the hood, the El Capitola reportedly retained its original 283 cubic inch small block V8, though modified to match its show-stopping exterior. The engine, like the rest of the car, was built to impress, not just for raw performance, but for polish and presentation. Chrome-plated accessories, hand-fabricated components, and a carefully tuned exhaust system turned the powertrain into a visual centerpiece worthy of any show circuit. The bodywork was where Sam Barris's genius truly shined. The roof was chopped, the rear was radically recontoured, and the fins were reshaped into graceful extensions of the body line. The front end received a custom grille and Frenched headlights, while the rear featured twin-jet styling taillights molded into sculpted extensions. A deep candy red paint job with gold leaf detailing made the car shimmer under show lights. Inside, the El Capitola was theatrical as the outside. Swathed in tuck-and-roll upholstery, metallic trim, and a custom dashboard that looked like it belonged in a space-age concept, every inch was tailored to evoke style, movement, and excess. While it was never a production car, the 57 Chevrolet 210 El Capitola remains a monument to automotive artistry. As a one-off creation, it's not only rare, it's a singular symbol of the golden age of American custom cars. Number 2, the 1954 Hudson Italia. It is among the most striking and rarest American cars ever produced, with only 26 units built. It was a product of collaboration between Hudson Motor Car Company and the renowned Italian coach builder Chrysler Touring, designed to showcase futuristic styling, international flair, and advanced engineering in a limited production halo vehicle. At a time when most American cars were rooted in chrome-heavy excess, the Italia offered an entirely different vision: European excellence blended with American muscle. Beneath its aerodynamic and handcrafted aluminum body, the Hudson Italia was based mechanically on the Hudson Jet, a compact sedan. It featured a 202 cubic inch inline-six engine that produced 114 horsepower, modest by American standards, but respectable given the car's lightweight and performance-oriented suspension tuning. The engine was paired with a 3-speed manual transmission with overdrive, and while it wasn't a racer, it offered crisp handling and refinement that impressed critics on both sides of the Atlantic. The Italia's styling was its most talked-about feature. The car featured a low-slung body, streamlined curves, and design elements that were decades ahead of their time. like the canted quad headlights, flush door handles, and taillights housed in dramatic rear fins. The interior was equally exotic, adorned with hand-stitched leather, a full array of Stewart-Warner gauges, and ergonomically designed bucket seats. Every detail was considered, right down to the polished aluminum trim and symmetrical dashboard layout. Priced at over $4,800, significantly more than a Cadillac, it was intended more as a design showcase than a volume seller. Unfortunately, Hudson's financial struggles limited the Italia's production, and it never reached the global acclaim it deserved in its time. Today, the Hudson Italia is a cherished rarity, a breathtaking fusion of transatlantic design sensibilities and one of the most exclusive statements ever made in post-war American automotive history. Number 1. The 1954 Oldmobile F88. It stands not only as one of the rarest American cars ever created, just 4 examples were built, but also one of the most storied concept-to-reality vehicles of the 1950s. Conceived as Oldsmobile's answer to the growing interest in two-seat sports cars like the Chevrolet Corvette and European imports, the F88 was a striking blend of performance, futuristic design, and luxury. Although it never went into full-scale production, it served as a bold demonstration to General Motors' design prowess and Oldsmobile's capability to push boundaries beyond its traditional full-size sedans. Powering the F88 was a specially tuned version of Oldsmobile's 324 cubic inch rocket V8 engine, delivering approximately 250 horsepower, a significant figure for a lightweight roadster. Paired with a hydromatic automatic transmission, the car promised smooth acceleration and a refined ride, combining V8 muscle with elegant handling. It used a fiberglass body mounted on a modified Chevrolet Corvette chassis, further emphasizing its role as a potential performance leader in GM's stable. The F88's design, penned by GM's legendary Harley Earl and his team, featured sleek, flowing lines, a wraparound windshield, gold-toned exterior accents, and bullet-shaped rear taillights that foreshadowed styling cues seen in GM cars later in the decade. Its cockpit-style interior was lavishly appointed with chrome trim, leather upholstery, and advanced gauges, reflecting a focus on luxury as much as sportiness. Ultimately, internal corporate politics and GM's decision to focus on Chevrolet's Corvette as a flagship two-seater doomed the F88 to obscurity. Of the 4 units built, only one complete example is known to survive today, and it sold at auction in 2005 for over $3 million. The 1954 Oldsmobile F88 remains a mythical and magnificent piece of American automotive history, a what-could-have-been story forged in fiberglass and rocket V8 thunder.